Hello everyone, Geoff here. Just a quick warning that this episode has a little bit of language that some people may find offensive. It also has a lot of language that isn't quite as offensive, but there is a lot of it. Just thought I'd warn you. Also, while I'm here, Ben and I spoke for over an hour, so there is a bonus chat episode where we waffle on about Will Smith, Ryan Reynolds, Hollywood in general, and some other nonsense. So if you have the time, it'll probably play next. Anyway, on with the show. Enjoy.
In a world desperate to tear itself apart, only one man, and some other people, stand in the way of total destruction. Together they will right the wrongs, make bad, good, and single-handedly destroy evil, together. Who is this man, you may ask? This man is Geoff.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Geoff Jones and Friends Make It Better, the show which takes life's little annoyances, breaks them down, flips them around and builds them back up better and stronger than before. Today, taking the challenge of having a good old moan, but then sticking it in the recycling bin and getting a better outcome for himself, is comedian Ben McLaughlin. There you go, is that all right?
It was all right, yeah. I mean, I think I'm more umbrage with the word comedian than my last name. So we're good. Like,
Well,
we call it chancer at this stage, but we like it. I mean, yeah, that'll boost my ego for a week, so that's good.
Well, you're the funniest thing to come out of the Isle of Wight since I don't know what.
Incest, probably. Yeah,
Incest.
That's pretty funny.
I was going to say the prices of the Isle of Wight ferry, but you know.
There you go. Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie to you, Geoff. I think yours is better.
But no, thank you so much for joining me on this little bit of nonsense. I call making it better. What do you have to have a moan about today?
Oh, right. And I have to say, right, can I just quickly say, is your intro beautifully put out? Like, I can tell you're a married man, but look, I'm annoyed at this. Yes, but how are we going to fix that? Like, I can tell you're married. I like it. You're like, how are we going to get through that?
That's it. I'm conditioned.
Yeah, I like it a lot. You can tell you're a married man with responsibilities, and I like it.
Well, I say to my 8-year-old son, you know, he comes to me, Dad, this is broken. Okay, don't come to problems. Come to me with solutions.
There we go.
He says, Dad, I'm 8. I'm 8, Dad. I don't know how to fix a bike, Dad. I don't know. But my bone's sticking out my leg. I don't know how to fix it. What are you doing? I'll take it to the hospital already.
Just give me a solution, son. Get a new leg, God damn it.
That's it.
At least you're not paying ferry prices.
Yeah.
Or getting fucked by a relative. I don't know, depending on which angle.
Well, you know, either way, you're getting screwed.
Essentially. So right, moaning. Right, I'm good at that. So thanks for having me on. I said to you in the break. I was like, I love how you were like, right, I need to find some moany little shit. Ben, let's give him a call. He's on the Isle of Wight just screaming to himself.
Door. Yeah. So you got to do on the Isle of Wight.
Oh,
you know, mate, you're an island attached to a slightly bigger island.
I know it gives us quite the complex. Yeah, it's quite odd.
A lot of thinking.
Yeah, 100%. But so what I'm moaning about today, Geoff, and hoping to recycle, is my dislike of current Hollywood celebrities and Marvel movies in particular, because they could all. Oh, they do my head in. I'm sorry, it's controversial. I'm sorry. Your posture has already changed dramatically, and I'm sorry, Geoff.
So right? I've got the aggressive pose put on. I put a power pose.
You're doing that pose as if I've not paid you on time for the job you've done on me. and I'm sorry, but I ain't got the money right now, right? Well, and I'm not satisfied with the product, Geoff. I'm not. I'm not like, it's not good, man. And I don't get it. I don't understand why everyone is going mental over these things. Can I begin?
Oh, I thought you had to. Crack on.
Right, okay, here we go. Right, every single Marvel movie is the same. Right, I can describe it to you in a couple of sentences. You ready? Right, big action scene, funny line. Big action scene, funny line, music. That's every single one of them. Every single one of them. I'm not wrong, right? I'm not wrong. Every single one of them is the same. And I'm sorry, it's got to the point now where I can just predict what happened. How many times, like, oh, this guy's going to destroy Earth, and it just does, and you know, by the end of it, you're like, oh, nothing's going to happen, right? The saddest thing to happen in the latest one was the fucking Iron Man died, but it was only because Robert Downey Jr. found that exhausting. He was like, oh, fuck these fucking movies, because he knew they were bullshit. He knew they were bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, right? He got the call for Iron Man off his fucking tits on heroin on a bathroom floor. That's the only way you should accept a fucking Marvel role. What the fuck?
I mean, if we going for that though, so 2008, so started filming at something like 2006, wasn't it? Right? He was so kind of Robert Downey Jr. This was so kind of on the scrap pile of Hollywood that he said, "Don't pay me anything, just give me a percentage of royalties." Right? Now, in retrospect, what genius was that? The film blows up and he's minted again.
But that is a good move. But if you think about it, who was going to employ him to pay him at the time? Like, he was such a loose cannon and everything like that. So he went, look, I'll do your movie that no one's really done before, right? I'll do that, but just give me a percentage. Because then, right, you go, look, if I fuck up and this movie fucks up, oh well. Yeah, I said it was going to fuck up. You know, it's in that, and fair play to him. It's worked out for him. But my God, they are fucking terrible, and they're exhausted, and I just hate how people fawn over it. Like, I don't want to sound like fucking all this old guard of cinema, like Martin Scorsese. Like, it's not a real fucking movie. Like, I get it.
I'm gonna need some more Scorsese.
Not a real fucking movie, you know what I mean? There's no fucking action. There's like, there's no character development. And do you know what? And the thing is, what ties into the Hollywood thing is it's got to the point now where the people playing the characters are now not even playing characters. They're playing like their personalities that they are on the fucking talk shows. And Deadpool is a prime example, right? Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds, right? Just having a piss about, right?
Yeah.
Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr. So much so, he did that fucking Doolittle movie afterwards, and I'm sorry, there was no way that he went through a fucking transformation to be that. He was Robert Downey Jr. talking to some fucking animals.
Isn't that great casting by Marvel, by Disney then, isn't it? That's great casting.
No, I'm not interested in people's personalities, right? I want to see acting, you know what I mean? I'm not like, honestly, I hate it, man. So like, because they are their own, like, they've made the Hulk like fucking nerdy and geeky and nice because Mark Ruffalo's a bit of a soft shite. Do you know what I mean?
Right, it's also in the comics, you know, Professor Hulk. It's a character.
The comics aren't real. Like,
leave us the film.
Honestly,
I didn't go in there thinking it was a documentary.
Well, I didn't. I'm human.
That's right. You honestly,
you have to admit, right? The substance of the fucking of the writing and everything, it's just shallow as fuck. Because all it is, right, is they just talk to each other for a bit. Someone says a funny line, and then they do that annoying thing. They do this like Miranda Hart-esque thing where they look at the camera and go, right? Which is fine once in a while. I don't mind that. For example, right, if Johnny Depp comes back and does this fucking Pirates of the Caribbean thing, if he's not in a room with a million goats and then winks at the camera, I'm not watching it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know when he said, I'm not going back. Oh, was it Million Alpacas, wasn't it? He said, I'm not going back for a Million Alpacas. They need to put that in the movie if he's back. But what I'm saying is, Marvel has become, right, this thing where they try and be clever. They try and like appear to like the fucking idiots who are like, oh, did you see that reference? That was from 4 films ago. Then what they've done is they try to do that in every single fucking line, and it is infuriating. And I'm sorry, right? I just don't like them. And it's wound me up. Right? And I'm sorry, I'm going to move on to Hollywood actors now while I'm talking about it. Right?
You seem to be ticking, kind of both boxes here. Okay, you carry on because I'm already loading up ammo. I will stand up.
I love how you're like, this is going to be an adult discussion, and we're just both screaming at each other already. Like, I love it. Listen, like, and the thing is, right, and I'm sorry, like, so every single, like, the thing that annoys me most about it is, right, so to say, every film structure is the same, right? It's like opening scene, funny line, action scene, music, funny line, action scene. That's all it is. Like, you could just surmise it like that. It's all it is. They're trying to be quips, they're trying to be funny, and then they try and get the original, like the actors' personalities in more so than they do the fucking act, like the character themselves. Like, it's Robert Downey Jr. is essentially Iron Man. It's not, you know what I mean? He's not had to transform to become Iron Man. Same with Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. And what I can say about Hollywood actors, it's the same across the board. Because of the social media like nature of the world, and we want to see the real person, quote unquote, you have to put the fuckers in the movies now. How many fucking Kevin Hart, Dwayne Johnson movies are there going to fucking be? Like, there's going to be so many of them because they're just be like, hey, he's small and funny, I'm big and kind of funny. Like, that's the whole movie thing. And it's so annoying. And like, he's in a DC movie now. Old
Cadden,
fucking. Yeah, I mean, if Kevin Hart's not in that, I don't know what they're going to do. They might have to have him like a little cameo.
But like, honestly, he's going to be kind of, I don't know, some gadget or like the dog, or some kind of mechanical animal just running next to him.
But I swear they were just in a cartoon together. Like, I saw it, honestly. Yeah, I would. Do you know when it hit me? And God bless my girlfriend for this. Right, we went to London, right. Where like she's like, it'd be nice to spend some time together, and you won't like get stressed out and have breakdowns in the middle of the street and stuff, like all that kind of thing, right? And we're walking down the tube station. Within like three steps, I saw about 4 posters with both of them on it. Right? I was like, what? How many movies are these two doing together? And it's got to the point, and that's what annoyed me about the Marvel movies. Is like, it's not character anymore. It's the personalities of the celebrities in the fucking, you know what I mean? And as you say, it could be good casting. I'll give you that. That's a good point. That's a good measured point. It could be good casting from the directors, and I appreciate that. It could be. However, they're fucking milking it. And at least write a decent story. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, okay, so a little follow-up. So I can't argue with The Rock and Kevin Hart. So that is something that I just expect. So like, literally any time a film is announced, it's basically going to have The Rock in it, or it's going to have Kevin Hart in it. I mean,
and they're going to do the same gimmick that they do every time. Like, it's just the same.
Exactly, and those are 2 people that do play just themselves. In fact, actually, or the only thing, Jumanji, the new Jumanji films. Now, okay, I don't like the fact they're calling Jumanji. So I like the 2 films. But I hate the fact that they're related to Jumanji. Just they could have been completely separate,
right?
Big casting, right? And because the original is just epic, and they didn't need to call it Jumanji and Jumanji Next Level.
They could have just called it. Do you know what I said? And I was thinking about it. So I was like, why don't The Rock and Kevin Hart just get a podcast? Why don't they just do that?
I wouldn't be surprised if they have, although they've just got too much money. They don't really need to. I feel like Kevin Hart
do a podcast in their fucking movies. Like,
it's not enough room for us podcasters as there is. Don't give them any ideas. I feel like this will probably be a bit more popular than mine.
Don't worry about this, Geoff, mate. You'll be taking over the motherfucking game. and when I get a load of fucking Marvel nerds coming down to the Isle of Wight with fucking pitchforks and fucking comic book T-shirts on, this could be the thing that starts it off.
There you go. I'll be the big guy. I'll be The Rock. I'll be the big guy. Just a bit more of a gut. And you'll be my little Kevin Hart.
Can I just say, I find that so funny how willing you were to take the big alpha role there. You're like, yeah, you can be the little one there.
Oh, just in size. That's it.
It's a winning combo, but that's the thing, and that's what I feel about the Marvel movies, man. Like, it just, it could have been really good. And don't get me wrong, right? Those movies sell, and I get why. It's like the callback to the old cinema, and I'm like, look, I'm an artsy, wanky, fucking, kid who's like, oh, all about those bloody camera shots, and I'm all that, right? I like all these artsy movies, right? And it drives everyone mental. Yeah, I'm one of those people, and I get it, and I understand that, the cinema shouldn't be like that all the time, and you need a release, whatever. But it's just got to the point where it's like, it feels like an advert for the celebrities when they go on talk shows. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. I get what you mean. I mean, what I'll say, do you know what? Actually, Marvel's are essentially now just an advert for the next Marvel film. In reality,
people go, oh, I don't really want to watch this movie, but I'll wait till the end of I'll wait till the end credits.
We have to.
And
exactly. People who walk out, I sit. I'm one of the people like under my breath. Not a real fan. Yeah.
And do you know what? And I slag these Marvel movies off, and like I don't watch them anymore. Like, you know what I mean? I've got pubic hair now, so I don't watch them anymore, right? So no, right? I don't watch them anymore, right? So, but I'm just saying, I was that guy that would stay till the end. But after a while, right? I seemed to be noticing a pattern, and nobody else did. I was kind of going, it's the exact same fucking movie every time. They're just pasted over it, right?
But what you've got,
yeah,
is so I'm finishing. I've waited long enough. This right. So
you really are, Barry. You really are.
I spent way too much time talking about Marvel films, right? But what you've got is, it's the character arc. So if you look, okay, the newer phases, right? What I don't overly like is the fact that you've got kind of Thor and Hulk, and they're the funny guys and all this stuff. Yes, it's great for a bit of a film, but now it's like, well, you've got the two strongest characters, and they're, you know, oh yeah, they can throw down, but it's like, haha, this is a good funny thing.
He's fat and Hulk wears a t-shirt. What? Like, my head is like.
But it is you have the character development over the kind of original film. So if you look at Iron Man, for example, him from going to being a playboy philanthropist, very selfish, very arrogant, to Iron Man 2, where he kind of loses everything, and he really has to question himself and how he acts because he puts people in danger, to ultimately Endgame, where he sacrifices himself for the world, you know. Yeah. And he's so there is the character development in there. Thor as well. Thor was big and arrogant, and all he wanted was to be kind of king of Asgard, and all this stuff. And then you see this kind of mental health there, because he literally loses everyone in one fell swoop. Yeah, and it's there isn't it. You just take it in one film.
Yeah, right. That's good. And do you know what? Right, fair play to you there, mate. I can't rebuke that. What I can say is this, right? The way, right, that is beautiful, right? And if you told me this story, and you were like, this is what happens, I'd be like, yeah, right? But then what they've done is they plastered it with a load of shit to make people fucking just sit there and mindlessly take it in. It's like, look, you don't don't get me wrong, the odd funny line, the odd huge action scene is great, right? But how good are the big action scenes when it happens every 10 fucking minutes? Every single, it dilutes what it is. And it's like, there's no real, because even when the moments would get serious, right? So, I was really, so in the last one, by the way, right, spoilers, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But you know when Iron Man's talking to his kid, and he's like, oh, I love you to the moon and back, and yada, yada, yada. I was like, God damn, that's some real good shit. And then they had to ruin it by putting some fucking stupid line in there. And they it's just what it feels like, right? Is that they write us. Do you know what they feel like? They feel like a kid who can't express his emotions properly, and then they go. And this is coming from experience. You know what I mean? I can't be serious without making a joke. That's what it feels like. They be serious for a bit, and they go, "Oh shit, we've got to put a funny line in." And it's I just think the way that it feels like they're not telling the story as they should do. It feels like they're telling the story in between the main points, which is right. We've got to get Robert Downey Jr. personality across. We got to get Deadpool across. And don't get me wrong, the first Deadpool movie was fucking great. I love the first Deadpool movie, right? Fucking brilliant, because it challenged the form and it was different, right? And the superhero landing always gets me. Every time someone jumps off something, I just shout that, right? And
that's how I jump off things.
Yeah. Every time.
Just land.
It's the fucking Isle of Wight, mate. You know what I mean? We get food from bins and stuff. I mean, which is how it is. Yeah, but times are hard. But I just think what happened is they just rehashed the same shit, and I feel like what it should have been is they should have released them sporadically and slower. But obviously, no one's got the fucking time for that and all that, and I understand that. And I get that, people go to the cinema for different things. No one, believe me, no one has had as many sleepless nights and anger about this as I have. Right? You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And then there'll be other people that go, they're the greatest movies of all time, whatever. But because of those Marvel movies, I kind of stay away from spectacle movies now a little bit. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that, and I did enjoy Endgame right up until the end. And when he died, and it was just there was one scene that really annoyed me, and I was like, oh, that's really annoying. And then Hulk in a t-shirt that wound me up. I was like,
just Hulk in a t-shirt.
Is this meant to make him relatable? What's this? Because mate, Hulk's character was like, oh, he shops at Primark. Like, I don't get it, right? I don't get it, right? And I was a bit confused by that. And the thing is I got it. Like, and I think the character of Hulk could have been really interesting. But like, don't get me wrong, I'm one of these fucking idiots who thinks that Edward Norton should have kept doing it and just let him do what he wanted with it. I can't lie.
Yeah,
but you know, he's probably from that same sort of avant-garde kind of space where I think as well. You know, sort of like, oh, what does this mean, man? Which you shouldn't really think all the time because it's exhausting. But what I'm saying is they just rehashed it all, and it just feels like a lot of. So what you said there was beautiful, and the points you made were fucking beautiful, but they didn't execute them as well. You should have taken over. You should have taken over the fucking movies.
Well, to make the multi-billion-pound 20-year-old Marvel franchise better, just put me in charge.
Man.
Okay, so what about put you on the spot, a bit of recasting? Because I kind of imagine if you were to make these Marvels, we kind of be getting some kind of film noir kind of. You'd have Tony Stark like, I am Iron Man, as he smokes a very thin cigarette. He's got a turn up moustache.
And he's with a fucking wiry moustache. Yeah.
And Iron Man. And obviously,
and it's not even said. It's not even said. They like mouth it, and then it comes up on the screen in letters. They just say it like that's how I want it, like black and white. I want that sound of the reel going in the background. Like, I'm not that much of a prick, but I'm just saying, like, what happened to story? What happened to storytelling without spectacle? You know,
CGI. That's right. Otherwise, we're still
CGI shit.
We're watching Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk, and they just like got some guy painted green wearing some purple shorts.
I'm sorry, right? This proves that fucking CGI is bollocks, right? What's one of the best films of all time? Labyrinth. Fight me on it, right? Labyrinth is one of the best films of all time, right? It's got no CGI in it. There's puppets. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I've
you kidding me? The power of voodoo. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it is. You know, some of the best. However, some of the best. I mean, you wouldn't get. I mean, I'm not a fan of the franchise, but if you say Disney Tron, if you say Disney Tron, I'm hanging up the call. No, but what I'm saying is, the Lord of the Rings films. It's not my cup of tea, but widely regarded as.
I've not seen them.
Some of the big films. I haven't seen them, but. You can probably you've seen something related. You've seen clips. You know, the landscape. Everything's so grand, and sure that would come under. I suppose the same thing. It's difficult for you to answer, considering you watch. I don't know. I'm thinking last film you watched was probably a 70s hero film.
I don't like you know. So like, I don't want to sound like but I like sort of character-driven indie movies. You know what I mean?
Hey, so I have a very eclectic taste in films. Like I said, my other podcast, to give myself a little plug here, is a podcast called "But Is It Better Than Killer?" A little plug. But is it better than Killer Sofa? And what me and my co-host do is we watch low budget. Kind of high entertainment films like horror films like Larmageddon's and House Shark. And House Shark's amazing. It's basically a shot-for-shot remake of Jaws, but the shark is set in a house.
Oh yeah,
and the shark is set in a house, and it's insane, right? And that's the kind of that's the other scale. So I love kind of the Marvel films, and I loved, and so I like to think that I've got a critical appreciation for things.
Yeah,
Marvel's way too saturated. But I need you to give, because we're gonna run out of time. I need you. So you've crucified Marvel. Okay, maybe is it obviously Marvel was the pinpoint, but is it actually these kind of more the big budget? Experience of cinema, of what cinema is now, that people don't like it unless it's bang bang bang, funny ha ha,
Yes. And I think it is that. I think it is, and I think what it is again. You've done this beautifully. I can tell you're married. You're like, so what's the real issue here? Like, I like it. You've done FIFA, and I've got there. Right? You are right. It is because what a lot of these films that come out that are big budget, right? They're not there to tell stories. They're there to sell you stuff, and they're there to do it. And I kind of come from. Exactly, and you know what I mean, and it is to farm stuff out, right? And I kind of come from this place where it's like, if you have that opportunity, you should tell stories. You should do this. You should do that, right? You should, you know what I mean. You should, I'm a big believer in sort of, like the story is the thing to tell, and the social media personalities and the how much money you can get from it. I get it as a business and everything like that, but do you really need 20 billion? You know what I mean? In sacrifice of a good story. So I think what it is it's the big budget
20
movie.
billion went on Hulk's t-shirt.
Oh yeah, honestly, a lot of fucking fabric, a lot of fabric, especially when he gets angry and stuff. Do you reckon it must be anti-angry if he's like, doing it. And mate, that wound me up as well when he's like, what? How do you stop it? I'm always angry. That's a bit of a shit answer, isn't it? Like, like
no, that was a great bit because then he took. No, we're going. Look, you're going to receive a lot of text messages after we hang this up. All night, I'm going to explain in excruciating detail all of the plot points. Well, let's
start another meeting. Let's do part 2. Let's get honestly. I can tell the viewers are loving it. I'm loving it. I want you to like. Honestly, I'm going to go to bed in a mood tonight, and then you're going to come in and like. Give me, cover and be like, it's all right, don't worry, like we'll work through this. Like that's what I want. We're gonna do it.
I'll play shrink to your hate of big budget Hollywood. But okay, so how's about then? If Hollywood started, if they're going to spend billions on something, and or there's like a percentage of CGI used in the film or something like that. There's got to be a barrier. And after it hits that barrier, so for example, if more than a quarter is made up of the film is made up of big fight scenes, and there's 30% or 50% of it is CGI, they have to have a black and white cafe scene lasting at least 20 minutes when no one says anything.
Look, I'm not saying you
I'm making this better. We're moving now. We're getting somewhere. Like, okay, maybe not that.
No, I don't feel like we're making this better, Geoff. I feel like you're taking my point and then throwing it back in me. Like, all right then.
I feel like I'm ridiculing you. It was not my intention. It wasn't my intention.
Oh no, you're one of the nicest people I know. I know it's not. Look, right. I just think because I'm all for using the medium. I'm fine. Like some of my favorite TV shows. Like I don't know how much TV you know and stuff. My favorite TV show of all time is BoJack Horseman. That's a fucking great show, right? I don't know. Have you seen it?
I'm aware of it. I've not seen it.
Right, it's so good, but that's a cartoon about a fucking depressed horse. Sounds bad, but it's great, right? It's fucking right, and it's like what I mean. But like, so I'm all for using the medium. I'm just saying, like, tell the story. Don't let bullshit get in the way of it, and don't put it as a giant advert for Coca-Cola and Gap. Like, don't do that.
All the cars, isn't it? It's all the cars.
Oh yeah, it's just like that's why you want to that's what I want to hear from is I want to hear a director's voice. I want to hear an original voice, like a Tarantino, like a fucking like that, what was it, Peel guy, the guy
Scorsese.
Yeah, Scorsese. I want to hear an original fucking real fucking movies, right?
Movie.
I want to hear a voice, right? I'm sorry, right? The films that have come out of that Marvel recently, I couldn't tell you who directed them because they all sound the same. The ones that were good were I'm not saying that all Marvel movies are bad. Fucking Guardians of the Galaxy is great because it knows what it is. It was in that, and it told you what it was. They said, this is what it is. It's fun. It's like energetic. It's like Chris Pratt. And, you know, it was good at first, and then they kind of lent on the fact he wasn't fat anymore. And then that wound me up. Like, I was like, look, we get it. He's like, do you know what I mean?
We want Parks and Rec. We want Parks and Rec Chris Pratt playing Starlord.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, no, so the first one had its charm, and I was like, that's a fucking movie. That was great. That was fun. Like, even my cold, dead heart was like, that's good. Right? Even Dave Bautista made me laugh. I was like, that's good. Right? I like that. Right? And then the second one was just like, do you remember when he was fat? You remember that? That was murder, wasn't it? Like, that was the whole marketing campaign for the movie. Oh, did you see how much weight he lost? I don't give a fuck. Do the movie. I don't care. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm sorry. He lost 2 stone to get millions of dollars. Oh, jinkies. You know,
and all he had was a personal chef and a personal trainer to accomplish it.
All he had to do was chew. That's it. Like, or not chew. There you go, a bit of Shakespeare for you. To chew or not to chew.
To chew or not. Yeah. To chew or not to chew. There you go. That's the line that Chris Pratt needs in Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know, 8, wherever they're on.
Yeah, so like, you know, I'm not saying that all Marvel movies are bad. I'm just saying that when like the stories in, well, I mean, the second one in Guardians of the Galaxy got a bit ridiculous. Like the second story where it's like, oh, I'm your dad, but I'm also a psycho. Like, you know, that was
also a planet. And it's like, you are but no, you're not. Like,
yeah, that's when it got weird, right? But the first one, I loved. I could watch that movie over and over again. I loved it, right? And the fact that, like, the characters were, like, not themselves, like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that fucking raccoon was Bradley Cooper. You could have told me, I didn't know, right? I was like, sound. But, like, you know, he wasn't playing the same character, and then, like, Chris Pratt...
Diesel playing Groot.
Yeah, exactly.
The most pointless thing in the world ever. I don't see why why pay someone.
And everyone made such a big deal out of it. And then I love how do you know what's really funny is, again, how Marvel fans. I don't know if you'd agree with this, but Marvel fans like to defend a lot of Marvel stuff. I
disagree.
But when they go, when you go, yeah, it's a bit shit, isn't it? Vin Diesel kind of made a big deal out of playing Groot. He went, no, but he did the voice himself. It's like, well, he wouldn't need to, would he? Just, you know, that's what he says. That's what he says. Like, but you know, it was like, but it was good. There was like an emotional climax to the movie. There was like, you know, there was character development. There was like a like the blue guy that I can't remember the name of. He was great. I liked him. I'm your daddy. That shit. That was what that hit me hard. That I was like, damn. That's like, you know, when he does that shit. Yeah. That was good. I like that. Right. And then the dancing bit. Okay, fine. Do that fun. If you want. Yeah, a bit of fun. I'm all for a little bit of fun. I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry, but fun should be like salt. Don't overdo it. If not, you're fucking up the meal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
I've got a lot actually about kind of the latest Thor film, Love Inside a Witch, but that's probably too new to start talking about, just in case there's people don't see it. I could have a rant about that. But
yes.
What I'm getting from this is
what you get from it? Ben's got a lot more issues than you first thought when you were on this podcast.
I'm starting to think, oh, geez, we opened up a can of worms here. I'm getting a call.
What annoys you? Let's talk about it. I'm sorry, man.
I'm going to get a call from your therapist tomorrow saying, what did you do? We were doing so well. Do you know what the worst bit is? This is me normally on a Tuesday. This is what it is. But do you know what? I mean, I'm not quite sure if we've made anything better.
We have because you've made me realise that there are stories and there are plots in these things that I miss, and you made me realise that there is a place for these type of movies, and there is a place for you know, big budget movies, depending on what you want to get out of it. However, I still stand by my points, and you know, I think this is good. I think it's been a debate. It's been a sort of, you know, here's my cards, and I think, you know, it's been good. And I think, yeah. So don't get me wrong, I'll go and see a next Marvel movie, and I'm going to come back on this show, and I'll be like, right, here's what I thought of it, and we're going to talk about it.
I'll happily. Well, I tell you what. Tell me which one you're going to watch, and I'll let you know if you should watch it first. But
okay, cool.
I think ultimately, Marvel, Disney, whoever owns it these days, I think the way to actually make the franchise better give the directors the leeway to use their voice, tell the story first, and then put everything else, put the characters, put the CGI, put everything around the story to enhance the story and make it more powerful.
Because think about it, they're multi-billion corporations. They can spin whatever they want. You know what I mean? They you know what I mean? If we got signed, if you and I got signed by Disney, as me as a comedian, you as a podcaster, they could make us out to be God's greatest gift if they want to, right? They can just do that again. And I just think that, like, as you say, there's so many opportunities to like tell new stories and stuff like that, and make new stars, and like, create more work for everyone, and create new things, and for younger people and older people, and as you say, like, you can start your career whenever age you want. And I think we don't need to see the same stories being told all the time. Because how vast is that superhero universe? How vast is that Disney universe? Let's tell more stories, and let's do it.
That's rounded off very nicely, and I think actually it's been quite a ride, quite some time actually.
Sorry, Geoff, you're gonna fucking hate this. You're gonna be like,
second episode in, and my 30-minute hard stop is completely out. Maybe just two. I'll put it into two. Hey, I've got the power.
Yeah. You are the Disney corporation of the Marvel world.
That's it. I'm Disney in this. So, but look, I think we've made just Hollywood and maybe even life better with this conversation. If anyone listens,
I'm going to sleep a lot better tonight. I don't know about you.
But what's going on in the world of Ben McLaughlin? Where can we see you? What's happening?
I stand up where I can. Unfortunately, life's kind of taken over at the moment, having to do the old full-time job and stuff like that. And obviously, living on the island and stuff like that, it's hard to get to gigs. But we've got a few projects in the works that we're just trying to get going. I'm writing a few scripts that could be going places, maybe. We're writing a few scripts. We're thinking about starting a podcast soon. So we're still cooking. We're still being creative. If you want to follow my shit, it's Ben McLaughlin Comedy on Instagram. That's probably the best place to get it. There's equal parts comedy and sadness. There's a little bit of sadness sprinkled in there as well, because you can't just have comedy all the time. You can't just. I can't be your funny man all the time. That should be the bio.
What am I paying you for?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna change my bio to I can't be funny for you all the time. That's gonna be if you follow me now, that will be the bio. I'm changing
the bio from this moment. I'll put all the send me the links. I'll put them all in the bio. The people can check out bits and pieces, and remember,
people can message me and suggest me therapists that I can talk to.
But also, I fully expect when your script gets brought up, the one thing that you have to have in the contract is, I demand that this unknown future star Geoff Jones be put as I'm not saying main star. I'm just saying second main.
That's fine. How about
biggest co-star? Right,
that's fine. I've got a suggestion. Right, how about we be right? And just hear me out. How about we both be executive producers, which just means just sit in a chair eating donuts all day. Yeah. Right, that's what that is. Right, and then we can do like a Stan Lee, and we could be in the background. And then, like, while stuff's going on, we could be like eating a donut. I just want donuts. I think that's what I want. But like,
I'm happy with that. I'll tell you, I'll be angry bystander number 2. Nice. That'd be my credit. And also, I want to be best boy because I have no idea what it does, but you always have to check out Best Boy Grip. Look, Ben, I'm going to wrap this up. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much. We've conquered Marvel, Disney, Hollywood.
We just delve in, and you were like, "This is going to be a nice, polite 30-minute chat." We've been here for a while. We had a great time. I've had a good time. I'm sorry if it's been horrible for you.
I've had a great time, and we'll definitely have you on again. Until next time, I've been Geoff Jones. This has been Ben McLaughlin. Ben, say goodbye.
See you later, boys, and don't hate me for hating Marvel. I love you all.
and make a fucking movie.
Make real fucking movies. I want to
real fucking movies.
Okay?
Take care, everyone. Speak soon. Bye.